Hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Today we're going to be talking about the all-new Trotec Q series. What's so unique about today though is we've invited people from all over Africa to join us. So I really do hope that we teach you something and that you're ready to start a whole journey with us. My name is Lynn van den Berg. I'm the Sales and Marketing Director for Trodat and Trotec in South Africa. This is Warren Skuman, and I'm really hoping he's going to buy a machine after today's demo.
Let's have a look, Lynn. So why don't you tell me, why would I purchase this particular machine?
Well, Trotec has really listened to our market. Many people aspire to own a Trotec. However, it's really quite expensive. It's almost like buying a Mercedes-Benz. Now, they then said, well, let us develop a mid-range laser range to help people enter the laser market. So this is what we've come up with. The Q series is the best performance to price ratio machine available at the moment. Superbly built, Austrian quality, really the answer to people wanting to enter the laser market with a quality machine.
Well, I must say, it's a really good-looking machine. It looks like it's really good quality.
Of course, it's built to the highest standards, as is every Trotec laser. The quality of every single individual part is better than that of any competitor we have. So you can see it's got a very sturdy chassis. Everything is very well finished off. It looks like quality. One look at this and you know you're buying an excellent machine.
100%. So I've noticed this little sign that we've got over here, and the engraving quality on it is actually quite amazing.
Well, I'm hoping we can throw that sign away relatively quickly, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you're quite correct. The one thing you'll notice is the edges of each letter is very, very crisp. And that's because Trotec decided to use servo motors. Servo motors are used in all the high-end machines. They're very well known for reliability, accuracy, smoothness. If you can imagine, as the machine moves and it had to turn back, if there was a jerk, that edge would never be so crisp. So part of our ethos, provide the best quality part to achieve the highest quality engraving we possibly can. And that's what the servo motor gives you.
Well, you can definitely see it. So I noticed that a lot of the machines from the East have quite heavy maintenance and it takes really long to maintain. What's maintenance like on this particular machine?
That's an excellent question. If you don't maintain your machine, you're going to come back and buy another one very quickly. If your lenses and mirrors are dirty, your machine is never going to perform well. So you have to keep your machine clean.
Absolutely.
We will train you, should you decide to buy this, for what maintenance is necessary for a daily basis, a weekly basis, and a monthly basis. Now, if you're going to have a look, on the X and the Y axis, inside the machine, all the parts are actually encased.
They're closed, yeah.
This is called impact technology, and it's very unique to Trotec. This ensures that none of your moving parts are open to debris and dust getting into it. You can imagine a bearing running with dust around it. It's going to wear very quickly, and you're going to have to call a technician in to come and repair it.
Absolutely.
This is going to save you hours of maintenance. Let me show you something. Seeing as you're familiar with some of the competitor machinery,
yeah.
If you have a look how easy it is for me to change or to clean the lens. All I do is twist this, take out the lens.
Wow.
Use my lens cleaner and tissue, clean it, and return it. Seeing as you've seen other machines being cleaned, how long would this take on a normal machine?
Looking at the machines that I know, a maintenance just of your lens cleaning would take 10 minutes or more just to get your lens out and clean it and return it to its position. Where you've now done that, well, you didn't clean it, but it was very, very quick.
It is quick. It's simple. It's easy. And most importantly, there was no chance of me dropping that lens, really. Unless I'd had an accident and tripped, it would not have dropped. So really very good. So Trotec has taken care to make sure that even the maintenance on these machines happens as quickly as possible. This, for example, is the aluminium slat table, aluminium grid table.
Right.
The aluminium slat table could easily be replaced just simply by lifting this table out. Or if you were wanting to vacuum under it, you would lift it, vacuum it, and return it to position.
That's really handy.
That's really simple. So maintenance is important. As I said, training, full training is given on the maintenance, and it is important that you adhere to that training process.
Right. So another thing is my wife would probably be operating this machine from home and obviously having the kids around. How safe would this machine be to operate at home with little ones running around with potential burns?
Perfect. We have a number of machines run in a home environment.
Right.
Trotex machines are all built to the highest standard of safety quality. We have the interlock system, which means as soon as you lift this lid, the machine's beam is going to turn off.
Okay.
There's no ways your little one is going to be able to put their hand under the beam to see what's going to happen. Children are inquisitive. I'm sure they'll try, but it's not going to happen because it will switch off immediately. There's also this emergency stop switch over here, which you just press down if necessary, and obviously everything on the laser will stop.
Switch off.
So we really have tried to look after everything we possibly can and think ahead.
Okay, so now let's talk about the software. What additional software would I need if I had to purchase this laser?
Well, this laser comes standard with Trotex job control.
Okay.
It's made specially like a print driver for your laser. Inside the job control is actually your material database. So you can go in and find whatever you're going to engrave. So if you're engraving wood, you can say, I want wood, and it'll say, okay, start with these parameters. You can test it. It works. Obviously, you may have to tweak it depending on the age of your machine, the power of your tube. These machines come with two different kinds of tubes. You can choose depending on your pocket. Either your glass tube, which is really more for cutting purposes, but obviously can engrave. That you have in a 60 or 100 watt option. Alternatively, your RF or your metal tube is what it's traditionally known as, in our case, ceramic core. Gives you the very, very finest engraving detail. So higher price, but different application. So if you tell me at the end, I really want to do a lot more engraving, I'm going to encourage you to go with the RF tube.
100%. So you spoke about a material library. There's obviously a wide range of materials that this machine can obviously engrave and cut.
Yeah, of course. Going back to your question, though, about the software that you require, don't forget, you're going to need some sort of graphics program.
Okay, yes.
Now, in South Africa, the most common one we use would be Corel Draw.
Absolutely.
That, however, can get costly. If you wanted something else, you could download Inkscape, which is a free software downloadable on the internet, and that just allows you to do your graphics, which you send through to job control in order to cut your product. In terms of your question about materials, there are so many materials available that you can engrave. We, in fact, have a web shop where you can go on and you can view a lot of these products. This will make sure that it's exactly suitable for a laser. You wouldn't want to engrave something in this machine that is not suitable for laser engraving. If it emits a chemical that's going to damage either yourself or the machine, why would you do it?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, so there are things that are available on the website. Otherwise, there's items like paper, for example, that you can engrave on the machine. So papers, wood, rubber, leather. We even engraved an ostrich egg the other day. So really, anything you want.
That's quite amazing.
Laminates, of course, for switchboards, for name badges, for small signage, for doing designs, light fittings, anything like that can be engraved on here, provided it's suitable for your laser engraver. If you were doing one thing, you would get bored. Well, in your case, your wife would get bored.
Of course.
Yeah.
So what other features haven't we spoken about yet? Some special features that you could tell me about?
Absolutely. There's so many, but let's give you a few of the basics. First of all, we are able to lower the bed and lift the bed using the panel over here. This is very nice. For example, I have this wine box that was given to me. In South Africa, you can probably only engrave the wine box as you can't get the wine for it. But nevertheless, we can drop the bed down low enough to actually engrave on the box. However, if you were engraving a piece of paper, you would have to lift this bed as high as possible to make sure that the focal length is optimal for the cutting of that paper.
Sure, of course.
Okay. Otherwise, we also have the adjustable air assist over here. This allows you to easily control the amount of air that you're putting onto the product. Now, you might say, why would I do that? Sometimes when you're engraving a product or cutting a product, the product will flame. You obviously don't want flames because it'll harm your lens. So you turn the air up as high as possible. There's also the instance when you are engraving a piece of laminate and the material will engrave, but you don't want the dust settling on the material because it's obviously just been engraved and it's still warm.
Great.
So you engrave and it sucks immediately up, and the air assist makes sure that it leaves that surface.
Okay.
With job control, even better, we can tell the machine to engrave from the bottom up, not
really
the top down.
Yeah.
And as the extraction is sitting at the back, of course, all that dust is going to move to the back. On this machine, an even better feature, we are able to adjust our beam power simply by turning this button here.
Okay.
Again, I see you're confused. How would we do that? On wood, wood is a living product. It's never consistent. Sometimes you'll be engraving, it'll be really dark, and then all of a sudden it'll change to light, and then the grain will come up. And you see that and you're not happy with it, you can immediately adjust your power up to get a darker engraving. Right. How clever is that?
That's really clever.
Yeah, no, so really they've thought of as much as possible they possibly can. In addition, we have software called OptiMotion.
Right.
It's now developed by Trotec, especially for cutting. In the past, when we used to cut, we used to have a little cut over there, and then the machine would move over here, and then it would move over there. I'm sure you've seen that happening.
I've seen that.
Oh, very irritating, and it takes so long to cut. With OptiMotion, imagine, it automatically works out which is the most efficient way to cut this product. And it will make sure that your cut is done up to 8 times as fast as any competitor's machine.
That's a huge benefit.
So you can make money 8 times as fast if you do just cutting. Incredible, isn't it?
Very.
So Trotec really has given all the bells and whistles to this machine that it possibly can.
That's incredible. Now, Lynn, behind me over here, we've got this unusual mirror of yours. How did you achieve something like this?
Well, that was actually just having a bit of fun. I have the ugliest front door in the entire world, and I've been trying to work out what I can do with it. I couldn't decide whether I should put a mirror outside or I should put a piece of artwork. So I decided, well, why don't I put a piece of artwork onto the mirror? And as I have the ability to use this machine at work with permission, of course, I did it. All we did was we re-sprayed the frame to make it black.
Okay.
I then applied double-sided tape onto the back of our Tro glass, and we literally just cut that out. I peeled the double-sided tape off, stuck it on, and this product was finished in less than 1 hour. So really, really fun in that you're able to just get these ideas and to manage to come and do them. And that's what it is. It's so nice. There's not a single application that is not possible to realize here.
Of course, I fully understand. So you're telling me that my wife can also turn her ideas into money?
I'm sure that's exactly why you're wanting to buy it for her. You're not buying it for her to keep her busy. So what we did was we actually took a wooden board and we engraved this on our machine.
Okay.
We took the same board and we engraved it on a competitor machine. Not a difficult exercise, easy to do. What we found out was our machine engraved this board in 5 minutes and 18 seconds. Our competitor took 6 minutes and 52 seconds to engrave their board. Now, that's not a huge difference if you think 5, 6, but it is. It's a minute and a half.
It is.
And in a day, multiply that out by the number of boards you can engrave, and you've actually got a huge difference. So if I put 10 boards down here, for example, and I engraved them, it would take me less than an hour to engrave those 10 boards. In fact, it would take me only 53 minutes. However, my competitor put those 10 boards down. It would take them over an hour to do that, 69 minutes to be exact. Now, the cost of the board is exactly the same. I paid 60 Rand for this board. So for 10 boards, we paid 600 Rand. I sell them for 300 Rand. My competitor is going to sell it for 300 Rand.
Right.
So there's no difference there.
No.
However, because I've made 90 boards in the time, because I was able to do 10 runs or 9 runs, in fact, and they were only able to do 7 runs, I've made 90 boards to their 70 boards.
Right.
Okay, that makes a great difference at the end. If you think about it, my turnover on that was 21,000 Rand, 27,000 Rand. The competitor was only 21,000 Rand.
Okay.
Okay, the cost of the board was exactly the same. Because I did 90, my cost of the material for 5,400, they did 70, so 4,200 Rand. Where the difference comes in is in the profit.
Of course.
I made 21,600 Rand profit. They made 16,800 Rand profit. At a quick calculation, I think that's about 4,800 Rand difference. That's just on one job.
Jeez.
Now, granted, engraving 90 boards is a wonderful job to get. But imagine if today it's boards, tomorrow it's key rings, the next day it's mirrors. There's always something to come up. And if you can make that much more money every day, obviously it's worth it.
100%.
That was engraving. Imagine if it was cutting, how much more money I would make.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big advantage.
There we go. Anyway, thank you very much. We have had a chat session. I don't think there have been any questions, Peter? No questions? If you do have questions, please, will you let us have those later? You can just email us or phone us and we'll be happy to answer those. Thank you so much for watching. Warren, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you to everybody. Thank you for joining us.
Hope you really enjoyed it.
It's been a
and we
pleasure.
look forward to hearing from you. Bye-bye.